Let's welcome in Bill Broussard from the National Shooting Sports Foundation. Bill, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on. I've been reading this new report that you all have released, and it's absolutely fascinating stuff about the NSSF analysis of sport shooting participation trends 2008 to 2012. It might sound dry, but it's really not. This is really an attempt to answer the question of, okay, since we've seen gun sales surge over the last few years, who is actually buying, who are buying these guns, who's buying the ammunition, and what are they doing, right?
Yeah, it's exactly these numbers are fascinating, and I think we've heard anecdotal evidence to what the report confirms, from retailers and from shooting range operators and from shooters themselves. But it's always great to have that confirmation. And what we're seeing is really a wholesale change in what you might call the face of America's target shooters. New target shooters, that's those who have taken up the sport in the last 5 years, are trending younger. They're female, and they're urban-based when compared to what we call established target shooters, or those who have been participating for more than 5 years.
Yeah, and this is really interesting because it seems like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bill, but it seems like events, the political events, and let's say even the election of President Obama and the fear that there was going to be new gun control laws imposed, drove a lot of these new gun owners to become gun owners, to figure out and to explore what this right was all about. It seems like a lot of them, as you say, they skew younger. About half of them are in urban/suburban areas. Proportionally speaking, we've got more women coming in than existing shooters. It's interesting to me. It seems like there is an opportunity now to introduce these new shooters to the world that exists beyond their starting point. Like they've gone to the indoor ranges and they love going to the indoor ranges. They love shooting handguns, but it seems to me like we've not seen a lot of these new shooters try out some of the other shooting sports.
Well, that's true. I mean, they're just sticking their toe in right now in many ways. That's why they've started with target shooting, and they are typically interested in shooting handguns with rifle second. But they've actually not gone yet towards hunting, the majority of them, and that's understandable because hunting takes more time. You need more time with a mentor to get involved. You have hunter education and so forth. But they're sort of in the game, and that's great to see because, we're competing now for recreational time among people, and they're not getting to our sports in the traditional way of being introduced to it by family members in a rural setting, and so they're coming to it by various means, and I think that underscores the importance of introduction programs like our National Shooting Sports Foundation's First Shots program, or the Families of Field program, or the many, many programs that NRA has to introduce people to shooting.
Absolutely, I absolutely agree with you on that, and I also thought it was interesting when you look at. We have seen increases in things like skeet shooting and trap shooting, but those have not been as big an increase. In fact, we've even seen an increase in the number of hunters in this country. So we've also seen not just these new shooters get active, but as you all point out, one of the other component here is that existing shooters have become more active.
They have. I mean, and I guess maybe we're the downside of that. We're seeing the ammunition shortage.
Well, yeah,
because more people are going shooting. They're going shooting more often, and they're purchasing equipment at a higher rate. For example, our retailers say 78% of the retailers report seeing more female customers, for example, in their stores. That's a huge number and very important. And this report overall says that 40 million Americans are participating in some type of target shooting. That's 17.4% of the U.S. population, and that's an increase over the 15% of the population that was shooting in 2009. So these numbers are going up rapidly, and I think it just shows that people have an interest in the shooting sports. They are just as passionate about it now as they used to be. They just need that introduction. It's just not, the introduction's not happening organically anymore, but they need somebody to show them how, who's probably maybe not a family member.
Yeah, and that's when these programs like First Shots and look, I say ranges themselves are doing a lot to make themselves more accessible to someone who doesn't have that mentor, doesn't have the gun owner in their life to take them in for the first time.
Yeah, the ranges have taken a huge leap in their marketing sophistication, and also just the quality of shooting ranges that are available now. They're much more inviting to the customer, and I would say for many retail shops as well. They're inviting, they're modern, they're well lit. They have leagues, they have date nights, they have a whole host of entry points, you might call it, for the new customer and the shooting enthusiast.
Absolutely. Well, again, is there any data points, Bill, that I have not hit that you found particularly fascinating? I've just been going through this report here before I went on the air and over the break, just trying to soak it all in because there's a lot of information and a lot of data here. This is really a fantastic job that you guys did.
Yeah, there really is. There's tons of information in it. And the one thing I think that just sticks in my mind is that when you think about it, 1/5 of target shooters in America first got started in the shooting sports between 2008 and 2012. That's 20% of all target shooters began participating in the last 5 years. And that, I'll tell you, that made me take notice when I saw that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let me leave you with this data point because I think this is fascinating too, Bill. The importance of why you target shoot and why you sport shoot. For both existing shooters and those who are new to the shooting sports, the number one reason was to be with family or friends. Number one.
Yep.
Then it was for sport and recreation, for self-defense, to practice or to prepare for hunting, to mentor a new target shooter, part of their job. That's fascinating to me that more than half of new shooters say the number one reason why they go out is to be with family or friends. This is a part of a community, and they want to be involved in a shooting sports community. They want to be there with their friends and with their family members having a good time. This is recreation of the highest sort for them.
It is, and that it transcends everyone, as you say.
Yep.
The old shooter, the new shooter, the young shooter, the old shooter, and it's been that way for a long, long time. So that's one thing that stayed constant, and we know why. The shooting sports are fun to share, with family and friends.
Absolutely. Well, listen, Bill, thank you so much, sir, for coming on the program. A great job with this report again, and hope you enjoy your Labor Day weekend.
Okay, you too.